Downtown LA's own Danny Boy's Pizza is offering some Super Bowl specials so you can make sure you have the perfect game day food. And chef and owner Daniel Holman is joining us to tell us more about it. Thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
You know why I'm excited to meet you, because one of my favorite restaurants of all time is the Meatball Shop in New York City, and you co-founded it.
I did. Every single meatball, hand rolled.
Stop it.
Absolutely.
I'm obsessed with that place. I can't tell you how many times I've eaten there, but your journey started at 15 years old. Tell us how you got to this point. Big game, of course, February 11th. It's the first time Las Vegas is hosting the Super Bowl, and all of our CBS shows are broadcasting from there. Production is already underway. So what does it look like out there, guys?
Yeah, Sheba, aside from snow-capped mountains that appeared overnight and some white caps out on the lake here in front of Bellagio, there is a lot of construction happening here as well.
Guys, we are so excited for the Super Bowl, or what I'm calling the Usher concert. So thank you guys for joining us. And listen, you mentioned the snow-capped mountains this morning. Did you guys actually see any snow coming down since you've been out there?
Let's talk about Nick Cannon now, who is expecting.
Come on.
Not another kid, though. Hold on. It's a fake pitch for a new game show to pick out from a slate of contestants that want to have his next kid.
Oh, my
This is a mess.
Yeah. You're bringing a taste of it to the studio this morning.
I am.
Would you like us to help you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have come. Okay.
Oh, I just take this off.
Well, that's not exactly how you do it, but you can if you want. Like, look.
I did it.
Oh my God, look.
Yeah, please zoom in on
Oh
that.
my God.
If it would have gone tragically, I would have just thrown the camera.
I'm gonna hire you.
I'm glad you're holding down the fort, because I had to get to where the food was, so you know that's where I'm starting this morning. The vendors are out along Crenshaw Boulevard. Of course, they're still getting set up. They have a couple of hours until Taste of Soul kicks off, but I've already been writing down what I want to eat today. Look at this. Boudin balls, meat pies, Cajun waffle fries. That one's got a little taste of Louisiana. Y'all know that's where I'm from. Sure, you get a lot of people who hear what I hear, right? We like to talk about reading, and people will either say, oh, I love to read too, or I'd love to read, but I don't really know how to get started. What do you say to those folks?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. We need a little break from something that's not making you feel great.
See, Marcy's so kind. My blacklist I checked the other day, I think is 237 people long and growing. You will not make me mad on my own phone. Amen.
Make it 238.
Hey, so Prime Video sent us this surprise briefcase. Something.
Ooh.
It's a little role play kit.
The wig was scary.
It's the have a little disguise.
I
love it, Sheba.
It matches your dress.
Yeah.
It matches perfectly.
Oh,
Who knew I was going to be a redhead? Okay. You know I was going to keep it till the end. No, this is for the rest of the day. Whether you watch the game or not, we know your face now from social media. I understand that you're not really into social media like that. So how did you find out that you were everywhere?
You know what's funny is I use Facebook to communicate. And
Next one on your list is actually the only one I've seen. I started my holiday binge the other day, and I picked this, Candy Cane Lane.
Candy Cane Lane. It
because
is crushing
Tracy
it.
Ellis Ross, I'm obsessed with.
I mean,
Eddie Murphy. How do you go wrong with those two?
You can't go wrong.
What better to celebrate than cheeseburgers? They're one of my favorite foods, guys. So yummy. So Paul, tell us about this cheeseburger history and how it led into Cheeseburger Week. All right, this next story cracks me up. Bob Odenkirk may be considered TV royalty for playing the iconic Saul Goodman on Breaking Bad. It turns out that term doesn't just apply to his work on screen.
Guess what?
Uh-oh, what's wrong?
You
what
and
happened?
you and King Charles III are 11th cousins.
Now here's the part that makes it funny. Odenkirk had just gone on about how much he dislikes monarchies and the royal structure before they told him he's related to it. Well, this Valentine's Day, don't forget your girlfriends, ladies.
Lifestyle expert. And then also over here, oh my gosh, you guys look great.
Yes, we look like Teletubbies is what we look like. Tinky Winky.
This is so
comfortable.
Oh my gosh, this is the vibe.
It's giving Galentine vibes.
Yes, sister.
Cheers. Happy Galentine's Day from the Teletubbies. Morning. For this one, it all starts with a couple who met at a bar. And now that's the cornerstone of one couple's LA restaurants. Mindy and Vincent Kinney are here with more about how their love for each other has evolved into 3 restaurants that the Mid-Wilshire community loves as well. And guys, I am a huge fan of your food.
Thank you.
Moved to LA and can't stop eating at your restaurants. And then I learned that you guys actually met at a bar, which 2 of the restaurants are met him at a bar, met her at a bar. So start with this love story. How did it all get started?
So it was a beautiful starry night in Hollywood.
I love it.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. We did meet at a bar.
How does it evolve to you not only find love, you basically start building a restaurant empire? Were you guys already in the food industry?
Well, yeah. We quickly realized that we both share like a deep love for food.
Well, Mardi Gras season is upon us. There's only a little over 2 weeks left, and we're celebrating this morning with gumbo and so many other delicious dishes. Paul, Elizabeth, and Quentin Harris from Gumbo Boys in downtown LA are joining us this morning. Some of my Louisiana family. Hi, guys. I talk about it all the time, but I'm from New Orleans, so I've been telling them it's Mardi Gras season. The actual day is February 13th, schooling the LA folks who don't really know. So I'm so excited to have you guys here. You're Gumbo Boys, and you're from where?
We are the Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
I hear those accents, and I know it. This is amazing. How did you guys get started with this, Paul?
The glue to our family was always food, you know.
Elizabeth, tell me about some of the stuff you brought. You know, when you came in the studio, I was like, it's Gumbo Boys. I should say you guys are brother and sisters, right? Yeah. You're the only girl. You let them call it Gumbo Boys?
Yeah, well, I have Sissy Sweets. So.
Okay. You got your own little section in there.
I've got my own section.
We are at Winterfest OC. Guys, I've made some friends. They convinced me to race. Isn't that a great idea? Here we go. Zoom into my feet, Tony, so they don't think it's AI. This is the real deal, folks. Happy holidays, everyone. I'm Sheba Turk, and we are taking you on a tour of what our area has to offer with the best of SoCal Spotlight. Santa may have the North Pole, but Angelinos can find their own winter wonderland by heading east as SoCal Spotlight slides into Big Bear. I feel like I'm going so slow. I don't know what's happening. It's switching gears. Around for almost 120 years, K-Town has been one of LA's most diverse neighborhoods. A hotspot in the area is choreographing connection and exchange through the language of dance. Teachers, please don't let my dance skills convince you otherwise. Rich with history stretching back to 1889, Paris has become famous for its free-falling fun. So I took a shot at it with Paris indoor skydiving.
This is amazing. Watch her go. She's going to go
She looks like
Superwoman.
All I can say is that was tragic. But you know what? They say if at first you don't succeed, after a couple of tries, I did eventually manage to catch some air. We are showing you around Westminster this morning, and our first stop is the Westminster Arts Academy, which in 2019 was voted the National Music School of the Year. There is so much talent here. I have a little surprise for Rachel. I've been teaching her my New Orleans and Louisiana ways. And Alex, you're here too. I want you guys to taste some alligator.
Is this the alligator? I've had it before.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Would you like to taste some more?
What's the sauce? Oh, I'm gonna just.
I don't know what it is, but taste it. To me, it just tastes like chewy chicken. Cinco de Mayo was yesterday, but the celebrations of the Battle of Puebla are not over yet. Many people are wanting to get into some good food this weekend. Speaking of, Taco Madness 2023 is happening downtown today. So you've got two taco restaurants, different restaurants, Go-Go's and Gorilla's Tacos. Yes. Let's start with Go-Go's on this end because this box is calling my name. I want to get in it.
Yeah, so Go-Go's Tacos is kind of like our take on like LA street food, but also just
excited. It is National Pizza Month, and we have a special treat for you today. And this morning's SoCal Cuisine, La Antica Pizzeria Don Michele is joining us with some of their iconic dishes. Brought this beautiful spread. We're going to talk about it in just a bit, but first I want people to realize they're probably familiar with your pizza because it's featured in the cult classic Eat, Pray, Love that we all have. Of course, Julia Roberts is in the movie, and in it she takes a bite of the pizza and says, I'm in love. I'm having a relationship with my pizza. So who can't relate to that?
I know. We've been very lucky.
We have to talk about this necklace because pizza is life. I have never seen a blinged out pizza necklace.
So my big brother, it was almost like a joke. He bought this thing for me. Diamonds and ruby pepperonis and
ridiculous.
almost like a joke.
In the best way possible.